Today, we're going to talk about 3 ways or 3 things that you can implement into your everyday lifestyle that will help you lose fat fast. Welcome to today's video. My name is Diane Parham. I'm the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, where we take a mindset approach to incorporating intermittent fasting as a lifestyle so that we can look and feel our best and live our most authentic life as we are progressing through the season of menopausal change. So welcome. Before I get to the 3 things that we can implement into our life to help us lose fat fast, I want us to think about what losing fat or losing weight really means. And in order to lose fat on our body, we have to learn how our body utilizes stored energy, because extra weight and extra body fat is just energy in storage. The food that we consume is the energy that we input into our body. It's the nutrients that we need to keep ourselves alive and energized and healthy. And then what we don't use up in our everyday life or everyday activities becomes storage. And that is often what so many women are really trying to tap into. The extra storage that we need to utilize as an energy source. And I believe from the mindset approach that when we think about losing weight or losing fat with a thought of, I just need to tap into stored energy as opposed to losing weight, it just takes the burden off of the challenge that we are setting out to accomplish is so much lighter for us to deal with. The best way to tap into this stored energy, to utilize it and get rid of it on our body, is to create a deficit. We have to create a negative energy environment for our body to turn to storage to use as an energy source. When we are in a plus of energy, meaning that we're consuming more than we're utilizing, that's when we find ourselves in a frustrated state of being overweight or having excess body fat that we just don't want to have around. So how do we do this? I believe the combination of fasting long enough for you based on what your body's metabolism is capable of doing and the goals that you have, feasting well enough for you and understanding, again, how your body metabolizes energy that you're inputting into your body and some of the intolerances that your body has with certain types of foods. And then training smart enough to get your body in a place, again, where it's going to be in a position where it has to use energy sources in storage to pull out of storage and equip your body with the energy that you need to get through the training session or the exercise that you are asking your body to participate in. So fasting long enough for you, feasting well enough for you, and training smart enough for you. So if it's this simple, why do we run into so many frustrations and sticking points? And for a lot of people, just the I'm going to throw my hands up in the air, this is just way too hard, frustration mindset. And I think that's because there are a lot of people telling us what we have to do based on a general population of people. And I believe every woman is individual in her own right. She has her own metabolism. She has her own food intolerances. She has her own customs and family traditions around food. And you have the enjoyment and not so much enjoyment in moving your body. And if you're told that you have to walk 20,000 steps a day with a 12-pound weighted vest, or you're not going to be able to lose weight, then a lot of times we're just like, forget it. That's just not me. That's not what I enjoy. It's not worth it. And I really do believe that it's every woman's responsibility to figure out where that enough definition feels for you. How much weight is it, or how much fat is it that you really desire to get rid of and utilize so that it just leaves your body? And what are you willing to do to make that happen? And do you understand your body well enough to be able to figure that out? I know for me, I am a storage body. I store energy very efficiently. And so if I'm really not working on creating a deficit for myself using those 3 pillars I talked to you about, fasting long enough, feasting well enough, and training smart enough, I will store. I will have excess weight. I will have excess body fat. I just know that's how my body operates. And so I do have to fast long enough for me. And for me, that is consistently fasting 20 hours. Now, you can accommodate for life and you can accommodate for days where maybe 20 hours just doesn't work for you. But I do know through trial and error and practice and just 8 years now of fasting that that 20-hour fasting mark is the go-to window for me, and it's the enough answer to how long I should fast. I also know that the feasting part is a big thing for me as well. My body just does not break down sugar well. It stores it, and if I don't use it, it turns into body fat. I know that about me. So I do have to be very conscious about my carb consumption. And this is really what I like to teach women to figure out for themselves as well. I do like to coach on the keto approach to feasting or keto like eating. I'm not saying follow the ketogenic diet, but there are some rules of thumb that go with the ketogenic diet that do really make sense, especially if you are a storage type of body or you are trying to tap into the stored problems that you are trying to get rid of and really be able to utilize that as an energy source so that the problem goes away. And this is making sure that you have enough protein in your body to support what it is you're asking of your body and to make sure that your body has the opportunity to repair and or maintain muscle mass. Now, again, there's all kinds of rules and guidelines and research that's out there for women, but you really have to make sure that you're finding the enough answer for you again. There are a lot of women that I work with that just do not feel comfortable physically with the guidelines or recommendations of protein for women. And so I always say create a range between 100 and whatever the guideline top out point is for you. So for me, it's about 100 to about 140 grams of protein. And if I meet that on an average, I'm doing really well. I'm not going to starve my body. My body's not going to atrophy. I'm not going to eat away at muscle. It's really what we do over a period of time that's going to add up to a happy and healthy body. It's not what you hit every single day on a singular day, but over the course of a week, the course of a month, the course of your lifetime, what kind of nutritional choices are you making and are they going to support the life that you want to live? So for me, it's 100 to 140 grams of protein a day. I also like to be very conscious about where my carbohydrates are coming from. It's the snacky carbohydrates that get me in trouble. And they probably get you in trouble too. So the sooner you can be really honest about the snack foods or the filler foods as carbohydrates and eliminate those from your diet as much as possible, the sooner you will be able to reach that deficit that we're looking for, because we're just going to cut down how many carbohydrates we're taking in, which means we're going to cut down how many carbohydrates we're going to put in storage. We can tap into that deep storage tank a lot quicker. So again, I like to stay between 50 and 75 grams of carbohydrates because I'm a very active person. I don't want to dip too low, but I also do not want to contribute to the storage tank that is on my body. Now with fat, I always just let fat naturally fall where it is because I like to eat one ingredient foods. I like to eat natural foods, and there's always plenty of fat available into those. So the fat macro is the one that I really don't put too much time and energy into. I mostly concentrate on protein and carbohydrates. Protein, making sure that I'm getting within my window enough, and the carbohydrates, making sure that I'm staying within my window and not getting too much. Now, the third pillar or the third concept that's really going to help you lose fat or body weight quickly, or what I like to say, utilize what you have in storage, is to consistently move your body. Like daily move your body. When you're moving your body, you're requiring your body to create energy for use. Your body's going to pull energy out of storage. The first thing that comes out of storage is released as glycogen from your liver and your muscles and put into your bloodstream as glucose. When we can utilize that glucose that's immediately put into our bloodstream because we're asking our body to do more than it's used to, then we can start tapping into fat. We hear a lot about zone 2 training. Zone 2 training is that type of heart rate that we can withstand for a longer duration of time. It's the duration of time that we can stay in a specific workout modality that is going to allow us to eventually get into those fat stores as a new source of energy, because our glycogen release and the glucose in our bloodstream has been efficiently and successfully used up. Now, not totally used up. We always have stuff in storage, but because of the new ask in moving our body, that immediate release to get us out the door and up and moving will be utilized efficiently and beautifully, and you'll have an opportunity to tap in some of those fat stores for energy. Now, consistency is key with using fasting long enough, feasting well enough, and training smart enough as a means to utilize fat stores and utilize up stored energy, because the more consistent we are with draining our tanks, and I'm talking about our energy tanks, and the more efficient we are with filling them up with the right nutrients, then on a 24-hour basis, the goal is to drain our tanks and fill our tanks and drain our tanks and fill our tanks. If we can do that efficiently, this is how we end up losing fat or body weight, because we're not creating an overflow, and you're probably going to get yourself into a deficit, especially if you are making sure that you're eating very nutrient dense food. I really have a goal this year of changing a lot of the dialogue around how it is we speak about our body and the things that we're really trying to create change in. And I really want us to think about utilizing stored energy instead of saying lose weight or burn body fat. We don't necessarily burn body fat, we utilize it. We pull it out of storage, we use it up as energy, and then we let our body just sit in that and continue to pull out of storage, utilize from storage, pull out of storage, and utilize from storage. The net effect of that will be body fat loss and, of course, weight loss. This to me is a much healthier emotional and mental way to really work on changing the way we see our body and how we can really manipulate what we want to manipulate with our physique. You can do this without dieting. You can do this without being excessive. You can do this without raising cortisol levels. You ease into the fact that you are just simply going to use what you have in storage. You're going to pull it out and then take that opportunity to let your body use it up beautifully. Then when you go to refeed, or you're going to put some nutrients back in your body, which is just putting energy back in, you're going to do it in a way to support what it is you have for your long-term goals. I hope this brings some ease to you. I know with the new year, depending on when you're watching this, there is so much pressure and so much stress and so much anticipation built around New Year's resolutions and wanting to lose weight. And I really hope that after today's video that you're changing your dialogue about what some of your goals might be for this new year, and just creating an environment for your body to pull energy out of storage, use it up to support what it is that you say that you want for yourself, and then make really conscious decisions about how you're going to put that energy back in.